Stop foreclosure sale. Stop foreclosure sale now. 5 ways to stop the foreclosure sale dead in its track. The 5th one, well, that's a little something something for you. Hi, this is Alicia. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 different ways to stop the foreclosure and save a house out of foreclosure. There are 4 ways that the foreclosure sale can be stopped, like taken completely out of the foreclosure. And the 5th one is of particular interest to investors. Stick around. This information could actually save your next deal. If you're a homeowner trying to save your house, this is very good information for you. But first, I have to thank Frank Sassone for my mic, my wireless mic. Thank you, Frank. You ordered it for me on Amazon. You sent it to me as a gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wanted to recognize you. So thank you very much, Frank. I appreciate it. I like the mic. And by the way, the name of the mic is the Ecomix wireless lavalier. Let's get into it. The first one is bankruptcy. I just want to make a disclaimer there. I am not an attorney, and I used to work for one, but I'm not an attorney. I can't give you legal advice. Please do not take any of this as legal advice, all right? When at all possible, you should consult an attorney when it comes to filing a bankruptcy. Everything else, call a real estate agent. So how a homeowner can actually help themselves is they can file it themselves, you know? If at all possible, get an attorney. But if the sale is tomorrow, and you need like immediate help, then hey, you can stop the sale. You can help yourself. It's just a voluntary petition that is filed, and it's a 2-pager. So it's not like file the whole 100 pages of and have that ready for the day so you can file it in court. As of the time of this recording, the filing fee is $313. Of which can be paid in installments if you ain't got it like that. Depending on your finances, you can even get the fees waived. Just because you filed a bankruptcy, of course, you know, that's not going to stop the sale just because you filed. It's not connected like that, you know. You have to tell them. So generally speaking, if you call any of these offices, the sheriff office or the trustee, you should be able to give them the file number. You would find the trustee number on the notice of sale that they sent you, because they have to have their information on there, right? When and where, and who's doing it, and what their phone number is. So that's where you would get that information. For the sheriff sale, you would go to the sheriff department. It's right there in the court. You could bring it to them, or you can call the sheriff department and then give them that information. Of course, you want to follow up with a copy of the foreclosure document. I used to be a bankruptcy paralegal, and we used to do just this. We would stop the sale up until the last minute. Second way that you can stop the sale is to reinstate the loan. And it's no big deal, right? You just call the bank and then you ask for a reinstatement amount, the balance, the amount of the reinstatement. They'll give you like 30 days to pay or something like that. You make sure you pay it, and then that should take care of it. That stops the foreclosure. Does it stop the sale? Like if the sale is tomorrow? No. Based on my experience, I have found that once you get to the notice of sale, the lender is no longer taking like, you know, I want to make my back payments kind of thing. Now they're saying, sure, we'll give you a payoff. It's a payoff for the amount of the loan. Now, this is a law that should change for all states that would allow homeowners to save their home even up to the last day. So that means the day before the sheriff sale or the trustee sale, they should be allowed to make the back payments. In some cases, they probably do. Number 3, you apply for a loan modification. If you want these options, they should be done earlier in the foreclosure process. If the sale is next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, here's what happens though. The lender does not have to stop the sale so they can explore loss mitigation efforts. They do not have to. However, some lenders, because of the type of loans that they're foreclosing on, have to. And the ones that I've seen that do that are the government loans. Like, for example, FHA. The underlying investor is HUD. So they're going to have their own rules as far as how the loan must be serviced. They have to explore loss mitigation options for the homeowner to keep their property before they can really try to foreclose. Okay, and there's sticklers about that. So I just did one like that. And what happened was the property was in foreclosure, and it was about 3 weeks away from a foreclosure, and there was a sale date set, everything, time and date, everything. I just called the lender, and this one was a short sale. The lender agreed. And so they stopped the sale and to consider the short sale. So generally speaking, the lenders do not have to stop the sale to do a loan modification, but some will. If you don't qualify for a loan modification, then the next step would be a short sale. And the short sale has to qualify. You have to qualify for the short sale. It's not just an automatic thing. The homeowner needs to qualify. That means you're saying that you're completely insolvent. That's why you qualify for a short sale. And then also the property. If the property is not upside down, you can't sell the property at the price where it is on the market to cover the loan. That means it's upside down, but sometimes it's not. And you could sell the property for a little bit over what the loan is. So again, the loan has to qualify and the homeowner has to qualify for that short sale. So it's not automatic. The fourth one would be to sign over the deed to the lender. This stops the foreclosure process. So it's done generally earlier in the foreclosure timeline, where a homeowner would just sign over the deed in exchange for it not being a foreclosure on their credit. So they don't actually go through the foreclosure. It's good for the lender, but I don't really see where it's good for you, really, because there's so much that could be done, like selling the property and having a real sale of the property. That way you actually sold the property. Because here's the thing, you won't have a foreclosure in your name, which is a bad thing, right? But you will have a deed in lieu of foreclosure on your name, which is just as bad. So I think that's not an option, but it does stop foreclosure. So you don't have to go to the point of a sale. But for this video, we're talking about the sale where it's like tomorrow or next week. Does that stop if you're like 3 weeks away from a sale? It depends on the lender, because they might say, oh yeah, we'll consider that. Sure. Sign over to, no problem. Here's the paperwork, sign it back. Make sure you get back to us on time and you're good to go. I don't think I would believe that. So I would rather be, thinking about something else. Because you know how papers get lost and, oh yeah, we didn't get it on time, sorry. So yeah, Finally, number 5, story time. There are unconventional ways, okay, that investors, that are particular use to investors. And what it is, it's a foreclosure delay service, an unconventional way, which is a foreclosure delay tactic. So someone like an attorney, in the case of mortgage states, what happens is that they file documents in court and they basically object to the validity of the sale. That's really what that is. Same thing with the trustee. Someone contacts the trustee and files paperwork saying, trustee no good, something happened. Not sure what they filed, but they stopped the sale effectively. So they could stop it the day before. I've seen that happen. We could talk more about this if you want, but let me just tell you how this happened. I came upon this idea when I was trying to do a deal in Florida. I came upon a seller. He basically held the bank at bay for years. So for years, he wasn't making any mortgage payments. So you can imagine the kind of interest he's got piled up and everything. Is while in the meantime, the lender is paying the taxes and putting insurance on the property and everything. Come to find out, the borrower was paying an attorney money every month to keep this foreclosure at bay. The foreclosure was postponed indefinitely. I wonder how long this could have gone. But he didn't have a plan. He just wanted to stop the sale. The homeowner, though, got very tired of paying this attorney. So he decided to sell the property, and that's when I met him. That was the easiest sale I ever made because he was just so motivated to sell. So I hope you found this helpful. Drop me a line in the comment box if you have questions about all this, and we'll see you in the next video.